Is there negative aspects to money? Like, for example, it becoming harder to find people you can trust?
I think the most negative aspect is that it amplifies a 360-degree view of your personality. Because there are a lot of people, and society tells you that more money is actually better. You are a better person somehow. And you're factually more worthwhile than some other people that have less money. That's also a lie. But when you're given that kind of attention, it's very easy for you to become a caricature of yourself. That's probably the single worst thing that happens to you. But I say it in the opposite way. I think all I've ever seen in Silicon Valley, as an example, is that when somebody gets a hold of a lot of money, it tends to cause them to become exactly who they were meant to be. They're either a kind person, they're either a curious person, they're either a jerk, they're either cheap. And they can use all kinds of masks, but now that there's no expectations and society gives you a get out of jail free card, you start to behave the way that's most comfortable to you. So you see somebody's innate personality. And that's a really interesting thing to observe, because then you can very quickly bucket sort where do you want to spend time and who is really, additive to your gameplay and who is really a negative detractor to your gameplay.
You're an investor, but you're also a kind of philosopher. You analyze the world in all its different perspectives on All In Podcasts, on Twitter, everywhere. Do you worry that money puts you out of touch from being able to truly empathize with the experience of the general population, which in part, first of all, on a human level, that could be limiting, but also as an analyst of human civilization, that could be limiting?
I think it definitely can for a lot of people, because it's just it's an abstraction for you to stop caring.
Right.
I also think the other thing is that you can very quickly, especially in today's world, become the scapegoat. Just to use a Girardian, like Rene Girard, if you think about like mimetic theory in a nutshell, we're all competing for these very scarce resources that we are told is worthwhile. And if you view the world through that Girardian lens, what are we really doing? We are all fighting for scarce resources, whether that's Twitter followers, money, acclaim, notoriety, and we all compete with each other. And in that competition, Girard writes, like, the only way you escape that loop is by scapegoating something or somebody. And I think we are in that loop right now, where just the fact of being successful is a thing that one should scapegoat to end all of this, tension that we have in the world. I think that it's a little misguided, because I don't think it solves the fundamental problem. And we can talk about what the solution to some of these problems are, but that's, I think, the loop that we're all living. And so if you become a caricature and you feed yourself into it, I mean, you're not doing anything to really advance things.